A needless controversy over the country's names has erupted days before the G20 summit being hosted by New Delhi. Invitations for a G20 dinner described Draupadi Murmu as the President of Bharat instead of the usual title President of India, prompting the opposition to allege that the BJP-led union government had decided on Bharat as the country's official name and was planning to do away with India. According to a booklet titled Bharat, the Mother of Democracy, brought out for G20 delegates, Bharat is the official name of the country. It is mentioned in the Constitution, as also in the discussions of 1946 to 1948. BJP leaders are rooting for Bharat, while asserting that there should be no quarrel with addressing the country's constitutional head as the President of Bharat. Article 1 of the Constitution says, India, that is Bharat, shall be a union of states. India and Bharat have coexisted for a very long time, being used interchangeably without any visible contradiction or disagreement. In a classic example, both names appear equally prominently on India's coins of various denominations. The government's move is, unfortunately, seen as a knee-jerk reaction to the opposition alliance's ploy of naming itself India. However, the Modi dispensation would be well advised not to be rattled or provoked by the tactics of a group of disparate opposition parties presenting a united front. The ongoing war of words is a bad advertisement for a country that is all set to showcase its potential for global leadership during the G20 summit. The senseless quibbling over names does not behove the world's fastest growing major economy. The country, which became a republic in 1950, has been largely comfort-able with its dual, bilingual identity that seamlessly blends tradition with modernity. Any attempt to impose Bharat on Indian citizens at the expense of India would be a regressive step, fraught with disruptive consequences. Let there be space for both, as has always been the case. The recommendations of the three-member panel constituted by the Supreme Court in 2018 are expected to give a much-needed fillip to prison reforms. While seeking the views of the centre and the states on the Justice Amitav Roy Committee report, the Apex Court has made its priorities clear. It will first consider the issues pertaining to women and children, transgender prisoners and death row convicts. Women in incarceration, says the report, suffer the brunt of imprisonment. By 2019, they accounted for 4.2% of the prison population, but only 18% of them were allotted exclusive women's prison facilities. All categories of female prisoners are lodged together, whether they are under trials or convicts. Only jails in Goa, Delhi and Puducherry allow meetings with children without bars or glass separation. Less than 40% of the prisons provide sanitary napkins. As on 30th November 2018, The occupancy rate of jails stood at 122%. Expanding the open and semi-open prison system has been suggested to reduce overcrowding. Replacing imprisonment for petty offenses with community service is another viable option. Suicide was a major cause of unnatural deaths reported in jails during 2017 to 2021. The panel has recommended suicide-resistant barracks with collapsible material. It wants oversight committees in every state to monitor the functioning of prison departments. This will facilitate transparency and accountability. The panel has stressed the need for equal rights and facilities for transgender prisoners. Sensitizing the staff would be the key. The SC has included within the ambit of reforms the availability of medical facilities. Telemedicine and consultation through video conferencing will do away with the hassle of taking prisoners to hospitals. The call for a push to vocational training, which is already being actively pursued, underlines its importance. Urgent action and strict enforcement are vital.